Hey there guys, girls and everyone in between and outside of it, and welcome back to Nimby Rails, and we are looking at a finished Vilnius central station, main station, however you want to call it. We finished the last lines in the last episode, including the high-speed line towards Kaunas and the rest of the Rail Baltica project, as well as all the regional traffic lines in and around Vilnius. All in all, everything looks so beautiful with this huge station. In the south of the station there's a bit of space for cargo trains for the future, but it is so satisfying to see everything run so beautiful. But let's jump in today's episode. Welcome to Lithuania, one last time. The station I work at in this clip is not even inside of Lithuania, still it is the most important station for today's episode. We are going towards the biggest bottleneck of the entire save, and I think there will never be another bottleneck that will be this big. People who have a little bit of knowledge about Europe will directly know what I talk about in context with Rail Baltica. I'm talking about the Salki gap. What you're seeing in the background is me starting to build Salki train station. For the entire save game and for the entire network, this will be one of many stations. But for today it marks that we leave Lithuania towards the south, towards Poland. This also works quite well together with my main task that I follow secretly or not so secretly in the save of finishing Rail Baltica all the way towards Warsaw in Poland. The plan for Salki itself is super simple. We have a regional train towards Kaunas, of course, and that train will already run at the end of this episode. On the Polish side, I will try to reactivate the passenger line to Oleko, which is a city west of Salki. Maybe even all the way towards Elk, which is even further in the southwest of Salki. Working towards Elk is also important for the Rail Baltica, because the high-speed line that will go towards Warsaw will also run via Elk. Not via Oleko though, but we will tackle that in one of the next episodes. Another very important line for Salki will be the passenger rail towards Białystok, which is quite far in the south, and the Euro city from Kaunas to Warsaw will also call at that station, but all the other stations between Salki and Białystok need passenger service, and that will be a very long regional line, but also a very good one passenger-wise. But let's jump into the time-lapse of Salki station. After I finished Salki, you just had a short glimpse at what the network south of Kaunas looks like. This means it is time for a lot of new lines, and the very first one will go towards Kaliningrad. I don't go into Russia, but this is basically the line towards Kaliningrad, and the line will stop at Kybartai. The setup of the line is super simple, straight main line, mostly 2 tracks with the Gastoroda, or how to pronounce it, the big station in the middle of the line. In the end, a 2-hour round trip, 2 trains, 1 train per hour. It's super simple. I just set it up with the basic points. The second line is a little bit more complicated though. It is a very independent line in the south of Lithuania. Not totally independent, because in Sestokai it goes to the main line between Salki and Kaunas, but it is a difficult line towards Alytus. Why is it difficult? Because I decided to not give it a line straight towards Kaunas, which means if there's a lot of passengers and they want to go towards Kaunas or towards Salki, they are dependent on the trains of the other regional line not being full. The third line of the evening is the one that we had all been waiting for. It is the line from Salki towards Kaunas, or from Kaunas towards Salki. It is basically the last line in the network that I need to set up. After this, Lithuania is done. Just done. I've waited for this day quite some time, and now it seems to be reality. The line from Kaunas to Salki is one of the more weird ones, because it goes together with the line towards Kybartai, all the way to Kasluruda, and then it turns south to connect Mariampol and Kalvaria, before turning east again to go towards Sestokai, the station I already mentioned, with the line to Alytus. Then it goes west again to make a very weird curve west of Mokava, and then it crosses into Poland to go straight towards Salki. Could be a way faster line, but this is what we have to work with, and for me that means one more step, setting up at all the schedules. We are currently here at Riga Central Station, and are you ready guys to zoom out? Because the Baltics, they are done. I have the line overlay activated. Let me just activate the region layer, and you can see we have Estonia done since, I actually don't know which episode we finished Estonia. We have Latvia also absolutely done, and by now Lithuania also finished. Not quite, because of course there's still the high-speed rail from Kaunas. You can see it as a blueprint still going to Salki. It will later go on all the way down towards Warsaw. Still a huge gap, but we will work on that in the future to make the gap actually smaller. I mean, of course, we continue to play the game by skipping Kaliningrad because it's Russia. I won't build in Russia, and by also skipping Belarus because also Russia. I only have these 2 tracks, which means that between Warsaw and Kaunas, as well as Salki and Kaunas, there will be a lot of traffic, because everything from these 3 countries that wants to go towards Poland, or later down the line, Germany, Czechia, I hate to pronounce even countries, Czechia, Slovakia or Ukraine, everything has to go through the Salki gap. If I decide to continue from Tallinn towards the north, towards Helsinki, this will only enhance the problem, which is the reason why I decided that in the next episode we will work towards Poland. If I speed it up, I have all the alerts on, which means that if trains would have problems, it would pause the entire game. Like it happened right now. Oh my god. Yeah, anyway, I wanted to say I made everything perfect. It's again this one train. I have work to do. Trying to figure out what this train is doing. But I don't want to annoy you with that, because this is troubleshooting and I hate troubleshooting right now. But we're done with the Baltics, and now it's time to also finish Rail Baltica towards Warsaw. See you in the next one, which is actually next week, because this week I will have one Let's Play part, one tutorial part again. So after that, next week, we will go into Poland. Bye bye.